Uh-oh, we got a moron here.
Presenting the distinguished international news commentator and foreign correspondent,
Smaulgld. This has been an extraordinary week in world affairs.
Now I told Hillary Clinton that that's moronic.
Hello and welcome to Smaulgld's Moronica for the week ended July 8th, 2018. The week's news that made you scratch your head, cringe, or just say, that's moronic. This just in. Justin Trudeau did not attempt to climb the Statue of Liberty. That was someone else. Uh-oh. Gropegate. Trudeau actually started to address these allegations that he had done a little groping about 17, 18 years ago at a festival, and his original reason or excuse for having done said groping was he did not know that the person was a prominent journalist, and now he's claiming that, well, it's important that you get both sides of the story. Of course, when your side is being called into question, it's important, but when you're out grandstanding for feminism and for Me Too, then of course only the women need to be heard. But now that he is under a little pressure, he thinks his side is important too. Go Justin. FBI defender Michael Cohen. Michael Cohen is Donald Trump's lawyer, or was Donald Trump's lawyer. And Donald Trump's lawyers' offices and homes and other places where he might have had documents were raided in connection with Mueller's investigation. And Michael Cohen said in a interview, I don't agree with those who demonize the FBI. Of course he doesn't, especially when he's under investigation and trying to make a plea deal. TurboTax. Remember TurboTax? And our friend Timothy Geithner. Timothy Geithner was the former U.S. Treasury Secretary, and during his confirmation hearings, he had done some, looked like some shady tax shenanigans, and he blamed it all on TurboTax. He got approved anyway and became the Treasury Secretary, and he was there during the big stimulus package after the financial collapse of 2008. Well, now he apparently is the head of a private equity firm that has found a way of monetizing poor people, and it's basically payday loan type of stuff. Private equity firms make money offering loans to cash-strapped Americans. Timothy Geithner. Tax cuts. Oh, now this Robert Wright guy, he was a Clintonite. He's saying Trump and Republicans in Congress want another big tax cuts for corporations. They're making the same old argument that the benefits will trickle down. Don't be fooled. Trickle down economics is a cruel hoax designed to enrich the GOP donors. All right, that guy also, I believe, I don't know if he's won a Nobel Prize, but he's apparently well respected in establishment groups for whatever he has to say. I've never found him too insightful. Uh-oh, you got to take the good with the bad with socialism. This guy, Noah Opinion, he is writing for, I guess, Bloomberg. Worried about socialism coming to America? Well, embrace the good and reject the problematic. So you got to just pick out the good parts of the socialism. Bloomberg pumping Noah Opinion. Kathy Griffin and restaurant harassers. Kathy Griffin. Typo there. Uh-oh. Kathy Griffin. I love this trend. Legal, nonviolent freedom of expression. Can the toddler start Monday as the new EPA chair? So, Kathy Griffin originally thought it was really funny to have a cut-off head, fake cut-off head of Donald Trump, and then a lot of people thought that might be in bad taste, and so she apologized, and then she cried in public how the Trump family broke her. Well, now she's praising this woman who went after the EPA chief at a restaurant with her toddler and claimed he was damaging the environment, and Kathy Griffin explained how wonderful it is that people are doing this. Uh-oh, tweeting boosts the price of oil, so says Iran's OPEC governor. Trump's tweets have increased oil prices by $10. He must stop this method. I think Trump will continue to tweet irrespective of what the Iranian governor thinks about oil prices. Well, Sweden met Switzerland. This is a pet peeve of mine. I hear people often interchange Sweden and Switzerland, and not in a way that's good. It's okay if you don't know the difference between Sweden and Switzerland. That's fine with me. If you don't know the difference between Nambia and NIMBY, well, you just don't know. That's okay. But people who generally interchange Switzerland and Sweden, in my experience, tend to be people who act as if they're authorities on Europe. Well, what the Swedes do in Switzerland, well, think of all the pompous Americans who profess to know how things are done in Europe when they found out that Sweden was meeting Switzerland. Are like the Swedes, like playing themselves, how totally dumb. Now, the Dutch from Denmark do things differently. All right, climbing the Statue of Liberty. Now, this is stupidity. But there's a group of people who think this is like protest of the highest order. That you, in public, climb up a statue, and then you have to have people come and save you from killing yourself if that wasn't your intention. Protesters are climbing the Statue of Liberty in protest of Trump and ICE as we speak. The resistance is stronger than ever. I would say stupider than ever. That's no way to resist. Climbing a statue that you can't climb, it's not designed to be climbed, holding up a sign. I'm sorry, I don't care what the cause is. I don't think that's the resistance. I think that is la stupidité. All right. Uh-oh. So there she is. Woman climbing the Statue of Liberty to protest abolish ICE on the 4th of July is the most American kind of protest I can think of, and I'm so here for it. This is the kind of protest we should all participate in. So mass stupidity. Everyone should go out and climb statues. This really has gone a bit too far. I like when they say, we're proud of her and her courage. No, that's pretty moronic to climb a statue. You're not going to prove anything. All these things do when you climb statues or you just make generally a jackass of yourself in public. Yeah, it's called feeding the base. Yes, you get the people that like that kind of thing all excited, but you don't convince anyone. I didn't think, wow, we should abolish ICE because this woman climbed the Statue of Liberty. I'm thinking, is she stupid? Is she trying to hurt herself? That doesn't draw attention to the cause. I've already heard the cause. I know what the cause is. They want to abolish ICE. Climbing a statue is not going to change my mind. It's not going to add anything to how I think about it. I'm just going to think some person climbed the statue and that's what she was for. They might as well just held a sign up saying that NSYNC is the greatest band on the planet. Wouldn't change my opinion of NSYNC either. But when they get the resistance is stronger than ever. No, it's not. That doesn't mean anything. You just found someone willing to climb a statue. Now this is really, Trump makes me fill in the blank. The Trump effect is making me eat donuts without shame. This actually gets a editorial in The Guardian. Blame Bush for chocolate cake, blame Obama for ice cream binging. This is journalism. This gets in The Guardian that because of Trump, she's eating donuts. This isn't the only one. Here's another one. These come to me courtesy of Ann Renf, who is a Smaulgld subscriber. Uh-oh. Okay, this one. I stopped going to the gym because of Trump. You have to be stupid to think that whatever Trump does, it's one thing if Trump like did something, he closed all the gyms and you couldn't go, he took away your money, something. But his existence, his mere existence, see, people get all riled up because they read stuff in the press and like, oh my God, I'm going to eat donuts and not go to the gym. And now I can't open jars. Now this woman, I actually read this editorial. I didn't read the other one. This one, she said, she was at the gym and there was a guy who worked there and he said, and they're in Australia, by the way, so I don't know how Donald Trump is impacting her interest or desire to go to the gym, and he said that Trump would win, and I guess that left a bad concept in her head that, oh, I associate the gym with Trump now, so I can't go anymore. And again, The Guardian prints this kind of stuff. So I put, how many people will stop reading The Guardian after this? I can't read The Guardian anymore. Oh my goodness, they publish this kind of stuff. Uh-oh, Supreme Court pick. Now this guy Merrick Garland was pushed by Obama to be the Supreme Court Justice when Antonin Scalia died, and the Republicans decided to delay the nominee until after the election and after when Trump won. A lot of Democrats feel that the Supreme Court seat was stolen from them because of this tactic that the Republicans did. Now, some Republicans feel that Antonin Scalia was taken from them and that he might have been murdered. But putting both of those aside, the fact that Merrick Garland did not get nominated because of what the Republicans did, Chuck Schumer is out there saying the only logical choice is he called up Trump and says, nominate Merrick Garland. Why would he? And then the Los Angeles Times is an editorial. There's only one legitimate nominee to the Supreme Court, Merrick Garland. No, the legitimate one, or not legitimate, well, the official one is going to be the one that Donald Trump appoints or nominates tomorrow night. There's Schumer. Look, this one never did make any. This is moronic on so many levels. So Trump is giving a rally, and he decides he's going to, I don't know, he's campaigning for 2020 already, and he decides that Elizabeth Warren might be the candidate to run against him. So he starts in with the Pocahontas stuff all over again, and then says, if I'm going to have a debate with her, first of all, I'm going to apologize to Pocahontas, but not to Elizabeth Warren, he said. Then he said he's going to throw across the dais one of these $2 kits that can test your ethnicity to see if she's Indian. And then he's going to give her $1 million if she takes the test, put her on the spot and say that she's not an Indian. She's been claiming she's an Indian her whole life, but we want to find out. We want to take the test. And then he says something like, and I'll do it gently so we don't have the Me Too movement after me. I don't know what the purpose of this whole diatribe is. And then he says, she's not a Indian. The only evidence she has is that her mother said she has high cheekbones. So he's mocking her for like 10 minutes. Crowd's going nuts. But this is funny. NBC News. President Trump appears to mock Senator Elizabeth Warren, revisiting Pocahontas' nickname and referencing the Me Too movement during a rally in Montana. He wasn't appearing to mock. He was clearly mocking. I don't know why NBC News would write, he appears to mock Senator Elizabeth Warren. He was clearly mocking her. All right. Uh-oh. Now this one's NBC News. Can't leave the story alone. They've already got a defense for Elizabeth Warren. DNA tests are not widely accepted as proof of tribal citizenship. Ha ha ha. In part because the DNA could not show a specific tribe, only some genetic markers from Native people, and are more unreliable for Native Americans than for other ancestral regions. They've already are defending her, anticipating that she's going to take the test, and then when it shows up she's not Native American, they've already got the defense here. They're going to start criticizing science, DNA tests. Don't trust those scientific tests because they could be faulty. Well, that about does it for this week's Moronica. Thank you very much for joining me, and we'll see you next week.